Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, incidents in pop culture, and that is what we're getting ready to review. Excuse me. As you all come in, please make sure you hit that like button. And also, you see that QR code that's sitting above me. Make sure you click on that, put your phone up to it, and then it'll take you right to my channel and subscribe. Listen, this story that I'm about to review. What happened to Kyle James? So, back on the story kind of dropped on October 10th, but it had been brewing since October 8th uh, on social media. We had a mother come on to social media and and it's heartbreaking, but she came on social media to ask social media to help her find her son. She exclaimed that her son, Kyle uh, James, Filbert James, was a midshipman at the United States Naval Academy up in Maryland. She said that the Academy called her on October 9th and said that her son did not attend classes that morning and that he was missing. And so she came on asking for assistance. She came on asking the internet, social media in and around the Maryland, Annapolis, Maryland area to assist her to find her son. She said that that was her only son. She said that he is, it's a good guy. He was in the choir, all of these different things. She's asked the academy to do investigation. They had been calling uh, Kyle's grandmother because the mother was so distraught, had been calling, wanting to know who was the last person to see him. What did the roommate say? Did the roommate say that he was going out? What exactly going on? Because again, October 9th uh, was the middle of a weekday. So did they go out? Did he attend some kind of function? Does anybody know anything? No one seemed to know anything. They just called the mother. I guess they called the mother to see had he returned home because he didn't go to classes. Well, they got the unfortunate news on October 10th that he was found. Now, initial reports said that he was found on the Naval Academy, deceased. Now they're saying that he was found near the Naval Academy, deceased. So, what I want to then refer to, I'm going to play um, a news report in regards to this, and then we will come back on the other side of that news report and discuss this. And I hope there is no, let me make sure that the sound is good because, sometimes they'll start playing commercials before.
Home.
Here we go. We'll let it play, but uh, we'll let it play up until it stops. All right. Give me a moment. I'll bring it back up.
Consultation.
Heartbreaking loss tonight at the U.S. Naval Academy. Officials there confirming the body of 20-year-old midshipman second class Kyle Filbert James was discovered over the weekend after being reported missing Thursday. Well, his mother says that she was told that he hadn't shown up for class that day. James, a history major from New Jersey and a member of the 36 Company, also sang with the National Academy Gospel Choir. The cause of his death is still under investigation.
All right. Now, I wasn't sure if you heard that because, again, my sound has been cutting up so bad. So
DC Health is committed to a future free of HIV and AIDS.
let's see if we can go back over that.
We are the
Let me just let those commercials play through, and once they play through, we're going to
Jump like a thriller.
Heartbreaking loss tonight at the U.S. Naval Academy. Officials there confirming the body of 20-year-old midshipman second class Kyle Filbert James was discovered over the weekend after being reported missing Thursday. Well, his mother says that she was told that he hadn't shown up for class that day. James, a history major from New Jersey and a member of the 36 Company, also sang with the National Academy Gospel Choir. The cause of his death is still under investigation.
All right, so we heard that. So I wanted to go over this article as well. What we know, and what we know is not much. So this is an article via Black Enterprise. All right, and here's what we know. Missing 20-year-old New Jersey midshipman discovered deceased near Annapolis Naval Academy. Kyle Filbert James was found dead a day after being reported missing. Says here, second class Kyle Filbert James, a Navy midshipman who was reported missing on October 9th, was found deceased near the Annapolis, Maryland campus, and the United States Naval Academy is now investigating his death. According to Report Annapolis News, the 20-year-old James was discovered deceased on October 10th, a day after he was reported missing at the academy. No details were released about his disappearance, where he was found, or the cause of death. James' family confirmed his remains were discovered near the Naval Academy, and an autopsy has been planned to determine the soldier's cause of death. Officials at the Naval Academy informed James's family that the officer did not show up to any of his classes on October 9th and was considered to be missing. They were then contacted the following evening and notified that his remains had been discovered near the campus. The Capital Gazette reports that James, who hailed from Wapini, New Jersey, had allegedly contacted his mother via text the morning he reportedly went missing. In the message, he responded to a message that she sent and wrote him that he loved her. It's painful to lose a member of our Naval Academy family. And as we attempt to better understand this tremendous loss, we offer our deepest condolences to Filbert's family, close friends, classmates, and company mates during this extremely difficult times. This young man was in his junior year and he was a history major, and he was also a member of the gospel choir. The Naval Academy sent an email. They didn't call these people, confirming the midshipman's demise. So that is the information that we have. It's kind of sketchy to me. And I'm sorry, it's just kind of sketchy to me. You don't have that much information. Why don't you have that much information? Here we are. Uh, 4 or 5 days out. There should be more information. I don't know if it's the policy of the Navy not to put any information out until they have concluded their investigation. So I don't know what that policy is, but I have said this, and again, my condolences go out to this family. I remember watching this mother wailing because this is her only child, and she did everything she needed to do for her only child to be this Navy midshipman, and now her only child is gone, and this woman's mother is doing yeoman's work to try to get information from the Naval Academy, and they are being stoned. I hope they get someone to represent them, and not Mr. Civil Rights Man. I don't think he needs to be on this. I think they need to get someone who is familiar with the Naval Academy procedures to speak on their behalf to get as much information as they need. This just bothers me, particularly that we have seen in the news probably over the past 2 to 3 weeks of young Black men who are attending college, and the Naval Academy is considered to be, he's studying to be an officer in the Navy, but it's still being talking about, it's still college. What's bothering me is a couple of things, is that we have seen that over the past 2 to 3 weeks, there have been young black and brown young men who are attending colleges, and that they have been pruned from the timeline. And particularly these young men have been pruned from the timeline, a la strange fruit. We have one young man down in Mississippi who was pruned from the timeline, and the initial autopsy was by the suicide. Shout out to Colin Kaepernick, who paid for a second autopsy, and they then, from the second autopsy, there was more information that would lead one to conclude that the initial investigation, the initial conclusion may not be the way it is, because I am finding probably over the last week that I've been just studying the information and looking at it. If you read a lot of these news reports in regards to the autopsies, people are pruning themselves from the timeline. And for some reason, and I'm just going over what the reports are, what the reports are saying, that these people are pruning themselves from the timeline, but they're having a lot of injuries that doesn't make sense up until the point that they were pruning themselves from the timeline. So in other words, I've read an article. I read an article about a young lady that her death was uh, concluded to be a suicide, but yet she had been uh, stabbed in the back of the head with arrows and with knives, and then she had, the fatal blow was in the chest. I'm sorry. Why are you going through this type of stuff if you know that this is going to be the thing that you're going to do? It makes no sense. Now, from what I have gathered from the second autopsy, that young man down in Mississippi had a lot of bruising to the back of his head, and bruisings that would conclude that he had been in a fight. So there's a lot of incidents going on. And the reason why, in this case, not only because of the fact that this mother lost her only child, but here we have another young black man that has been found deceased near his school. Now, they're not talking about the manner in which this young man was found. And I'm wondering is if the manner in which this young man was found uh, the same as the way we have seen for the past couple of weeks that those young men have been found. I don't know. That is just the Pam Entertainment uh, speculation. I don't have any statement of fact on this. So the one thing that I wanted to get out in this story is this. With the rise in the way the political climate has come, and in this particular political climate is allowing for the worst of America to come out and be applauded for them doing the worst that they can do. I need for my young people who follow me, or the parents of young people that follow me, and you have young people that are in college, please ask them or require of them to make sure that every day they give you a text or a call and leave a message. Have them be hyper vigilant. Ask them not to go places by themselves. Uh, Learn who their friend group is and get at least 1 to 2 numbers besides your child, so that you can call just in case you don't hear from your child. I need for us to be hyper vigilant, because there are elements going on that I think that undercurrent of elements going on, and they're using our children. I also am aware that the Black MAGA crowd is going to HBCUs, and they are wanting to debate the kids at the HBCUs. I wanted you to be aware of that, and I also want you to be aware that white MAGA is going to these same schools or going to similar schools, and they're wanting to debate your children. I would say this: your kids are there to go to class. uh, Make sure, don't engage. I would say don't engage them. Have your children go to class. Don't heckle them. Don't disrupt them. Don't do anything. Don't try to prove any points, because again, I believe, and like I said, I don't have any proof on this. It's just the way I'm feeling right now. Is that they can't stir up the blacks like they want to in the streets. So now they want to stir up the blacks in the colleges that they are in. And so I need for, again, those of you all that are parents of children, and those of you all that are listening to me, and that those of you all that are young people that are currently in college, be hyper vigilant. Be hyper. I am not saying anybody should fear money, but we do need to be hyper vigilant. We need to be paying attention to where we're going. We need to be paying attention to our surroundings. We need to make sure that we have friend group chains, whether you have group text or whatever. And y'all have a group text. I know it's a separate thing, but those of you all in a friend group, invite your parents into that group text so that they can have a chain, and they can have get information uh, instantly as soon as possible. They don't have, it's a whole separate chain. Just say group chat with parents. It's some, and you don't have to do anything but check in every morning, every evening. If you're going to go someplace, just check in there. Hey, I'm going to such and such and such. I'm going to something. And it's not a condemnation of your adulthood. It's about the accountability within that adulthood. Your parents do worry when you all are away from school, and all of the way the climate is. They just want to know that you're safe. And I hope that you all let your parents know that you're safe. So that's all I got from this story. Just what do you all think? Do you think that something nefarious is going on up there at that Naval Academy? Or do you think that the political climate, the way it is causing our young people uh, to have certain issues? Do you think that this might be a homicide? Y'all let me know down in the comments. All right, people, we do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. Y'all, please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. And as always, people, bye-bye.